Hey, what's up, WCReplays.com? This is Orange, back again for another audio. Today I won't be reading PMs because, well, I just finished recording my 2s, so I haven't gotten any PMs between now and 2 minutes ago. I mean, I might have, I just haven't checked. And I don't care. So get the replay paused at the 45-second mark, Lucifer's point of view. I did say I might do an audio on one of my own games, but surprise, surprise, I found an actual pro example from someone other than Axlev of something that I actually used to do. I used to do this in 1.20. Yeah, we'll go with that. 1.20. I don't know. I used to do it and it worked and it was great. That was back in the time when I figured, you know, summons have been owning Orc. I mean, that's like near around the time that the Mass Talons came out and those summons were completely decimating Orc. Of course, over the Talons, but whatever. Anywho, I have no idea how long this replay is. I think it's like 28 minutes. So we're going to get this unpaused pretty soon. Plus, I'm not going to make this that long of an audio because, well, I've already been talking for a while, and my last audio was huge, and this is probably just filling in the gap for people who've been lazy. Freak. Yes, Freak has been lazy. But whatever. Anyways, 45-second mark, Lucifer's point of view, and unpause in 3, 2, 1, unpause, 46, 47. Alright, cool. So what you will notice he is doing is that he hasn't gotten an altar yet, and what he's doing is OMG a tavern build. So, I would have put the crypt a little further out in front just to be able to squeeze the altar in there, but that's just me, and I have weird building placements. So you will notice this is Echo Isles. This is highly revered as like a Beastmaster map, because I forget how many drops there are. Let me see. Quick count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 6 or 7 points where you can pick up a claws. And that's pretty brutal because it can stack up with the crits and get like 300 damage. So that's one thing to be aware of, is that you can pretty much automatically pick up a dust when you start this game. So yeah, always expect the Beastmaster on this map unless someone's playing weird and they go Farseer, which then you don't really have as big, problems with the strategy that you're going to be using. I mean, harassment becomes a little bit more difficult because wolves don't have as great access to the back of a gold mine, especially in an Undead's base, until they hit the Farseer hits level 5. Then they have invisible, wolves to actually sneak behind the frost towers and stuff. You'll notice he's going a Dreadlord, but that's just to fake out Mr. Grubby and make him think that he's going a natural hero. But surprise, surprise, he's going Beastmaster. Beastmaster's a great hero, especially versus the Beastmaster, because you can actually use the Hawk to scout. It's a great thing to use versus burrows as well, just because, as you will see later, it completely rapes burrows. So anyways, he is going Fiends, and yes, it is a Tavern Fiend build, which is pretty nice. But he will be adding in a few more units later, which I will keep a secret until he starts getting them. And what he is going to be doing is actually a fast expo, as you can see with the extra acolyte that he's actually sending down to the gold mine already. The only other place you would actually send that extra scout acolyte is actually kind of in the middle of the map, or near, like, patrolling up and down the middle of the map, just around the marketplace, just so that you can see them coming, and that you can defend your acolytes a little better, because generally around where the marketplace is the spot where the Beastmaster is actually going to start wind walking, unless they're level 3. But this early in the game, that's when your acolyte matters. So, I mean, pretty much after he hits level 3, your acolyte's going to be useless, and it's just going to be free 20 EXP, which really isn't much, but it can make a difference. So, basically, yeah, the only other spots you would put it is near the bottom left expansion, and just kind of have it patrol back and forth, make sure he's not creeping the mercenary camp. Well, you can actually, it's not like you can stop him with the acolyte, but it's a good thing to know where he's creeping, just so that you can know where not to creep when you're trying to contain him in his base. Stuff like that. So you will notice, I forget what tome he picked up. All I know is I never get the tome of EXP, which really bugs me. And I've watched like replays of myself where I'm like, oh my god, I freaking own this guy, and like everyone I play gets the tome of EXP. It's kind of annoying. So you will notice the past expo has just started going up, and the one thing that you really want to pay attention to is this stupid harass, and really you can't stop it. You can't stop them from taking down the gold mine until you get 2 or 3 towers up. And you always want to get the frost tower up, because otherwise, if you don't have a frost tower, that Blade Master is going to eat your acolytes alive, like you wouldn't believe. So already a free grunt kill, thanks to quick moving quill beasts. You will notice he hasn't summoned the hawk. Why waste the mana? Wait, has he? No, that's a skeleton. Yeah, he hasn't summoned a hawk, so that's one good thing to pay attention to. Also, you will notice that he's keeping his fiends, well, Lucifer's keeping his fiends near his gold mine, just to make sure that, you know, the Blade Master doesn't actually get any free EXP from random stuff. It's a preventative measure, really, and fiends just kind of get eaten alive by grunts anyways, especially without the DK around. But the one great thing about Undead is you can get a Shade. Hooray. He wasn't going to get that fiend kill. Well, Grubby isn't, because obviously he will take way too much damage from the towers, so smart play. One good thing to keep in mind is that if you're setting up a fast expo, you have to harass somehow, especially at this point in time, because you've pretty much wasted about 150 lumber, because you've made them cancel. 150? I don't actually know the exact numbers, but you make them waste a whole bunch of lumber, and it kind of delays both their tier 2 buildings. Obviously, it might delay other things like the Berserker upgrade for grunts, allowing them the extra EXP, or not EXP, HP, and the damage output, so it basically keeps your fiends alive a lot longer and makes things easier to kill. Once again, good thing to do is just send the Quill Beast back and forth in and out of his base. You will notice one very important thing is that Lucifer hasn't started his tech. He hasn't really cared to start his tech. He hasn't really made an effort to get a tech going and save up money for his tech. I said tech a lot. But the reason being is because... Oh, Fiend lost. The reason being is because he really doesn't need it. The only thing you will need the tech for is anti-air, and that's pretty much what your Beastmaster is with his Quill Beasts. And obviously, what he's going to be doing soon-ish, because obviously you made the Blade Master staff, you have time to creep out 1 orange or 2 greens. Take your pick. Yes, that's relatively how much time you have before he can actually get back over to the other side and start picking off more acolytes. But obviously if you make smart staffs as the orc player, you can do it quicker. And obviously if you're grubby and you're just efficient and you're playing against Lucifer, who is really lazy to get the creep off, you can make it there in time. And yeah, maybe that orange is a little harder to creep, but still, you get the point. Some oranges are pretty quick to creep out, such as the Goblin Merchant, and sometimes, if you play it right, the Marketplace at the top. So, obviously, once you hit, once you get a firm enough grasp on what's going on, it's a good thing to keep the Hawk following the Blade Master.